Now that we've had your animals completed, I'm going to show you how to add your animals to a background. So you can see that what I've done in here is I've added in two things. I have this thing called the Bat Bear, and if you look over on this right side, you can see that's layer is selected as Bat Bear. This one here with the winged cheetah, that one is called Cheetah. And then I have my original background, which is the whole thing. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to put some shadows under these creatures. This one I can probably use this one back here. I'm going to cover the feet of this guy in grass. I'm going to cover the feet of this guy in grass, and I'm also going to put the Bat Bear behind the bushes. I cannot move him behind the bushes because that's my background. So, first things first. I'm going to put a shadow under the cheetah. I have a layer called shadow. It is located right above the background, but beneath the cheetah layer. I'm going to take a paintbrush, and I'm going to choose a brush which is similar to my texture. So in this case, grass. So if you look at my brushes here, I'm going to select this, and I'm going to type in capital A-4, because there's a whole bunch of these A4 brushes. One is called herbs, H-E-R-B-S. I'm going to use that one. If you had bushes, you might use leaves. If you had rock, you might use rock, whatever. So I'm going to take the herbs. I'm going to resize it. Oops, and I just detached my toolbar. Well, we'll just go with it. I'm going to resize it here. A little bit lower. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to use my shadow paintbrush. I'm going to go to a darker tan, somewhere down in the oranges here. So like a dark tanny gray. That'll work. And I'm going to paint in shadow. So this is under my cheetah. I'm keeping the line horizontal because I'm assuming the sun is coming in from the side somehow. I might take a section which is a little bit darker here, just to have some deeper shadow directly under the cheetah. But notice that my line stays horizontal. Okay, I'm not going to do a shadow here for the Bat Bear because it's already getting a shadow from the tree back there, and that's working just fine. So now that I've got a shadow under him, I'm going to put grass over his feet. So I'm going to go to a different tool now. I'm going to go to the clone stamp tool. I'm still going to use the A4 herbs one. I'm going to use the same size because I'm at the same location. And I need to source from the background. So I'm going to click on my background where the grass actually is. I'm going to hold down my command button and I'm going to click way out here. You can see that's where I'm going to source from. I'm sourcing from a grass which is at the same level. I'm going to go to the layer that says top grass, and I'm going to clone stamp in this grass texture partly over the shadow, just for the record, but mostly over his feet. I want his feet to look like they're sitting in the grass. Alright, so that a little bit. I'm going to resource here real quick, and I'm going to cover part of this shadow up. Oops, didn't source from the background. I'm going to try that again. Source from the background, come back up here, and I'm going to partially cover up the shadow so it looks like the shadow sort of thins out. Now I've got a shadow under my cheetah, and his feet are sitting in the grass, so that's looking pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do for the Bat Bear here, I'm going to get rid of him for a second. I'm going to go to my background layer. I'm going to copy the bush right here, and I'm going to put it in front of him. So I'm going to come to my fuzzy select tool, which selects by similar colors. I'm going to click on my bush. I'm going to hold my shift button down. This allows me to add to my selection, and I'm going to click on this several times in several different areas. I don't necessarily have to get all of it, but I do need to get most of it. If I have some holes in the green, it's okay. You'll see why in a second here. So I'm going to copy this from my background layer. That is important. Hit copy, and I'm going to paste. It's going to make a new layer up on top anyway, my floating selection layer, right? I'm going to hit the new layer button, and I'll call this bush. Alright. Now, when I put my Bat Bear back in, you can see that my Bat Bear is behind the bushes, and I've got some holes in the bushes, but that's fine because then he shows through. It's totally natural. However, if you notice that my bush is covering up part of my cheetah down here, I don't want that. So I'm going to move the bush under the cheetah above the Bat Bear. Now you can see the cheetah looks like it's in front of the bushes. I still have to get rid of the Bat Bear's feet, not a problem. So I'm going to go back to my clone stamp once again. Still on my herbs. Going to bring my brush size down. A little bit more than that. That'll work. Okay. I go to my background layer. That's where I have to source from. Hold my command button down. Click there. Come back up to my bush layer, which is in front of my Bat Bear. And, oops, see what's happening right here? This is the layer of my bush. That's not working for me. Undo that. I need to enlarge this, so I go to Layer. Layer. I'm going to change my layer boundary size. I'm just going to make it the size of the entire image. I don't care if it's big. It's not a problem. Okay. So once again, I'm going to come in here with the grass. Now some people would say, well, why don't you just erase the feet of the bat bear? I could do that, but if I decide to change my mind later, I'm in trouble because they're gone. Okay, and that's not good. So this way, the bat bear still exists. He's just under the bush. I haven't destroyed anything. Okay, so let me back up, and there you go. Okay, I've got a shadow for each creature. This shadow is already there, so I could use that one. Create this shadow, clone stamped in front of his feet, clone stamped in front of his feet. Look at the layers there. Okay, that's going to be the key. So that's it.